You're welcome back to the Pulse. Let's now head to Parliament because it has been a lot of activity and there are some concerns coming up about late day activity that may affect how things are done and some agreements that are supposed to be passed in the House. Scrutiny will be a matter. Let's get into the details now. Our parliamentary correspondent Elton Brobe joins me in the studio. Elton, good afternoon to you. It's been a while. Hope you're good.
Absolutely, I'm
great.
Okay.
Now, we know that a lot of reports are coming before the Finance Committee for scrutiny. What's the concern coming up now?
Well, the concern is that they are not given enough time to study, scrutinize the documents that are before them. Sometimes on the floor, they are called into a meeting to go and consider a document. Within an hour or two, they are back in the chamber, and that same document is put before the consideration of the House without members being given ample time to scrutinize it. The document is passed, and it will become a binding document for the country, and that's been a concern of some members on the Finance Committee. Indeed, those on the minorities are there of the view that these documents are coming rather too late. Parliament is about to go on recess to allow members to concentrate on the campaign, come back after the elections. Yeah. And this is the time that they are being saddled with so many loans. Sometimes you get a document so bulky you're unable to go through even half of the page, and yet you are asked to speak to it to allow the House to pass some of these documents, and it's a major concern for, especially on the minority side.
Now, let's look at some of the documents in question that they speak to. Do we know which loans in question that are being pushed through with that kind of urgency, with little scrutiny?
Yes, I mean, what I'm holding right now, this is a commercial contract between government of Ghana and then this Brazilian company that's undertaking the construct. Yes, and this is 70 million United States dollars for the phase 2 of the Tamale International Airport. Now, the justification is that this is going to open up the airport to international flights and all that. The concern here is that they were given this particular document just yesterday. They were asked to present a report to Parliament today. This is the report. Unfortunately, because of time, they were unable to pass this particular loan agreement. The expectation is that on Monday, they will have to go through it and pass this loan. Now, this afternoon, they approved an amount of 38 million euros for the development of the University for Environment and Sustainable Development to be sited in Somanya and Donkokrom in the Eastern region. For many on the minority side, they were not given ample time to really inform themselves on the content of the document. For example, the minority leader is raising issues about the allocations of the money. For him, an amount of 1.7 million euros is going into the construction of a bungalow for the vice chancellor of this university.
$1.7 million.
Euros. So if you want to do the calculation, it will be more than it will be around 2 million US dollars. That's about 80 million Ghana cedis.
8 million Ghana cedis.
8 million Ghana cedis, about 80 billion old Ghana cedis, for some who want to be so simplistic. And he is asking for more clarity on this particular amount because a bungalow costing almost 80 million Ghana cedis is way on the high side. Unfortunately, the response from the majority side is that they are yet to put before Parliament the commercial agreements that will detail where the money will be going into. For that reason, they cannot respond to this particular matter.
But they want eventually, this pass, isn't it?
Eventually, this 38 million euros plus additional 6 million euros for the development of the university was passed this afternoon in Parliament for work to start for the University for Environment and Sustainable Development in the Eastern region. And what we are waiting for is a credit agreement that will spell out how the money will be spent. And already, this is the position of the minority leader. His argument is that his side will stand up against this 1.7 million euros that government is hoping to spend on the bungalow construction for the vice chancellor of the university.
Okay, so clarity here. So the document that's been passed today on this is what?
For the development of the university. Now, what happens is that when government presents this document to Parliament, government must also present the credit agreement. The agreement will tell you how the money is going to be utilized, and that is yet to come before Parliament. So the argument for majority side is that they are not aware of this 1.7 million euros because they don't have access to the agreements, the financial agreement. So they can only respond to this 1.7 million euros when the matter is put before Parliament for consideration.
So what then was the basis for the approval of this?
Well, those are some of the questions that the minority people are asking, that they are being forced to pass loans that they've not been given enough time to scrutinize. for member of Parliament on the Finance Committee, Dr. Marcus Ibeyabua, Parliament is expected to go on recess on Thursday. Now, the volume of work that they've been given as members of the Finance Committee, his calculation puts the amount of money that government is seeking Parliament to approve at around 900 million United States dollars. That is how much they are expected to approve
almost $1 billion
from now till next week Thursday. His argument is that if Ghana should go to the IMF to request for same amount of money, the documentation that the IMF will request, it will take you sometime a year before you can be given that amount of money. Yet they have just 3-4 days to scrutinize all these documents and approve of it. The argument is that whoever is president in the next administration will have to deal with some of these issues. And the danger is that they may be approving loans that may not be in the best interest of the country. And
then it might come back to bite us when it comes to issues of judgment.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so that's for the issue of loans and agreements that are supposed to be signed by Parliament. We'll hear from Marcus Ibeyabua in just a moment in an interview that Elton had with him. But what are some of the other issues that are cropping up in the House, Elton?
Well, remember that yesterday they passed the sports bill. They also passed the local governance bill. We have so many motions, so many bills. The right information bill, hopefully for the first time, will go to consideration on Monday. Remember that
has come my interest.
It was taken away, relayed on Thursday. The good news is that this new bill has just 32 clauses, and they are minors. So the expectation is that, barring any opposition that may be put up on the floor, the right information bill can become a law before Parliament go on recess on Thursday. And then, because Thursday is going to be the last day, they've been asked to brace themselves up to sit for longer hours, because they will have to finish with every business before them. Members will have to go to their constituencies to campaign and then come back after the election to wrap up activities for this particular season Parliament. Okay, now we know that the Speaker has not been too happy this week about attendance. Has it improved since yesterday? It hasn't. As a matter of fact, it hasn't improved since Parliament reconvened on the 4th or on the 11th of this month. It's been the same. You remember, sometimes they are considering very urgent matters and they don't have the numbers to prosecute some of these issues. And the fear is that if somebody should take them on and demand to know the number of members of Parliament who were on the floor at a particular time when a particular decision was taken, and if the number is not up to the two-thirds majority needed to pass any resolution, that particular decision can be declared null and void, and that's been the danger.
Okay, thank you, Alton Broby, and we'll bring you that interview he had with Marcus Ibeyabua here on the show sometime later. But thank you for these details. We know that MPs will be busy between now and next week Thursday when they rise finally before the expiration of this session of Parliament. We'll go for a short break now. When we come back, we'll bring you sports here on the Pulse. Stay with us.